Divide and check the result. We have 4x cubed minus 14 plus 21x squared divided by x plus 5. First thing we want to do here is rewrite that dividend so that it's in descending order. So let's see, that's the same thing as writing 4x cubed plus 21x squared. Notice that there's no x term. So I'm going to write plus 0x as a spaceholder. Minus 14 divided by x plus 5. And this is actually very important. We have to do this. We have to put that spaceholder in, or else the division process won't work correctly. Alright, so now, using that and long division, I would write x plus 5 divides into 4x cubed plus 21x squared plus 0x minus 14. And let's go through the process. X divides into 4x cubed, 4x squared times. Multiplying back is 4x cubed and 20x squared. Changing the signs. Combining like terms would give me a 0x cubed and a 1x squared. Drop down the plus 0x. Repeat the process. X divides into x squared, x times. Multiplying back yields an x squared and a 5x. Subtracting by changing the signs and combining like terms. Would yield 0x squared and a negative 5x. Drop down the minus 14 and repeat the process. X divides into negative 5x, a negative 5 times. Multiplying back yields a negative 5x and a plus 25. Subtracting by changing the signs. So a negative 5 by a positive 5, that should have been a negative 25 here, but now I'll change the sign in the subtraction process to positive 25. And so then this combines to negative 14 plus 25 is 11. So I think then that the quotient and remainder would be 4x squared plus x minus 5, and I have a remainder of 11, so plus 11 over x plus 5. Let's run through the check. Take the quotient by the divisor, add the remainder, and let's see what we get. Alright, 4x squared times x is 4x cubed. 4x squared times 5 is 20x squared. X times x is x squared. X times 5 is 5x. Negative 5 times x is negative 5x. Negative 5 times 5 is minus 25. And add the 11. Combining like terms, I get 4x cubed plus 21x squared. 0x. I'll write that in a different color. And minus 14, which checks out. That's what we wanted. So we can be confident in our result. 27x cubed minus 8 divided by 3x minus 2. So notice in our dividend here, the 27x cubed minus 8, that there's no x squared term and there's no x to the first term. So I'm going to rewrite that and think of it as 27x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 8 divided by 3x minus 2. And now I'll go through the division process. Alright, 3x divides into 27x cubed 9x squared times. Multiplying back gives me 27x cubed and a negative 18x. Subtracting by changing signs and combining like terms, 0x cubed, 18x square. That should have been an x square. Careful about that. And now let's drop down the plus 0x and repeat the process. 3x divides into 18x squared 6x times. Multiplying back gives 18x squared minus 12x. Subtracting by changing the signs and combining like terms, 0x squared, 12x, drop down the minus 8, repeat the process. 3x divides into 12x 4 times. Multiplying back yields 12x minus 8, subtracting by changing signs and combining like terms yields a remainder of 0. So I'm pretty sure that 27x cubed minus 8 divided by 3x minus 2 is 9x squared plus 6x plus 4 with no remainder. Well, let's check that. Let's take the quotient and multiply it by the divisor and add the remainder. Well, the remainder in this case is 0, so I didn't really have to add anything, but let's just write it there for sake of argument. Alright, multiplying 9x squared by 3x is 27x cubed. 9x squared by negative 2 is minus 18x squared. 6x by 3x is 18x squared. 6x by negative 2 is minus 12x. 4 by 3x is plus 12x. And 4 by negative 2 is minus 8. Notice how our like terms add up to 0. And so we have remaining 27x cubed plus 0x squared plus 0x minus 8, which is the original dividend, and I can be confident in my quotient.